Welcome to the Midnight Gaming Council. My name is Patters, and we have a new guest on the show this week. Yep. It is B-Rad. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good.
Very nice to have you here at the Midnight Gaming Council. You have been summoned to replace Vavanik, who is dying from polio.
Yes, dying from polio.
So I had to scramble around and find a replacement for this week, but it's all good.
Yes.
You were going to be on the show anyway sometime soon, but
yes,
now you have your own feature program.
Just for the time being.
Exactly. And on tonight's menu is Active Soccer 2DX for the PS4. So I found out about this game. I think it was earlier this year. Yeah, it was earlier this year. There was some sale on the PSN store, like January or February, and the soccer game just came up. It was like $7 or something. Like, oh yeah, why the hell not? Yeah. I just figured it'd be a pick up and play sort of title, and it was $7, cheap as chips. Pick up and play, just play soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
Just your mates, co-op online.
Saves $100 on FIFA.
Exactly. So do you spend $80 to $100 on FIFA every year, and with your ultimate team packs and stuff, or do you spend $7 on Active Soccer 2DX? It's got all the same teams.
Yeah, it does. Except, dodgy names.
Yes, it has dodgy names. Unfortunately, there are no licensed teams in Active Soccer 2DX.
Yeah, that's right.
There are a lot of clubs though, and
that's right.
like national clubs. The international clubs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all fake names. Are the teams fake names as well?
Mostly.
So like, what was Melbourne Blues, wasn't it?
Melbourne, it wasn't Melbourne City, it's Melbourne Whites, and then Victory was Melbourne Blues, and then they've got just rip-offs of regular names like Tim Cahill's, Tim
Cahill. That's a good one. Yes. What was because we're playing just before, just to refreshen ourselves of the game.
Yeah.
What was Harry Kewell's name? Was
Kevill.
Kevill, that's right.
Yeah,
Harry Kevill.
Yeah.
Can I get your autograph, Harry Kevill?
Yeah.
Just spell it, wrongly. Was it wrongly? Correctly? Whatever his name is. The good thing is, you can edit the names in the game, which is good. So if you know all the real names, you can just change them.
Change them all.
Yes, but you can't add or subtract letters. So you can't actually make completely custom names. You can just change the letters that are already there.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Because I wanted to for the Croatian goalkeeper, his name's Supersic.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what his real name is in real life or what it's supposed to be. Fully sick.
Yeah.
Fully sick Croatian goalkeeper.
His real name is just a joke, but yeah.
So I wanted to change it to Super Sicko.
Yeah.
But you couldn't because it is a bit shit. Maybe we should email the dev and be like, hey, I want to change Super Sick to Super Sicko.
Why not?
We'll give it a go. We're making waves here with the Midnight Gaming Council.
Poon Circle approval.
Poon Circle approval.
Yes.
Active Soccer Poon Circle edition. So speaking of other features in the game, we'll talk about graphics firstly.
No.
Nothing really to write.
Lack of graphics.
A lack of graphics?
Yes.
Do you reckon they'd be appropriate? Look, I don't think they'd even be appropriate on PS1, to be honest.
Oh.
Like Nintendo 64 era,
Yeah, man.
It's like a mobile game almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, I guess you get what you pay for $7.
$7, yes.
So
that's right.
In going with the graphics, there's a lack of stadiums to choose from. There's only one arena. You can't choose day or night settings.
No, not really, no.
But you can choose weather.
Weather conditions, so you got wind, snow, rain, and sunny. That's it.
Wind, snow, rain, and sun.
Yeah.
Now the snow effect had a bit of a white sort of look on the field, and
it looks icy.
Yes, and
it actually changes the way it plays a bit too, which is good.
You did notice that, did you?
Yeah, with ice, everything skids. The ball skids a lot more. The players sometimes when they slide a bit more.
Yeah, it's harder to control. And sort of run a bit. Okay.
With the wind as well, it's sort of when you kick the ball, it kind of say if you're playing vertically. So you've got two teams playing against each other like this. You'll notice that the ball will bend after you kick it. So,
in the wind,
depending on the wind direction, it'll go with the wind direction.
Well, that's good to know they've added some sort of, I guess, physics
Yeah.
in the game, or some sort of randomness.
It's impressive for what it is.
It actually is, yeah. It is. Overall, like, considering the package that it is, it does the job well. There are some slight sort of, I guess, technical issues in terms of, I guess, flaws or glitches or quirks, I should say, in the way you match up and party with people in the lobbies and you choose your teams, and it's a bit, like, disjointed, I guess, a bit cheap compared to something like the Might of FIFA or Pro Evolution or something. But it works. We've had matches, and we've got them on the channel as well. Actually,
we have a few.
We have a few matches on the channel. We have some more coming as well. I've yet to upload them, but I recorded a few of them that we did last week.
Oh, that's good.
And we should have our commentary in there as well this time.
This time, yes.
Yes, because last time in the other ads it was just me yelling, "Oh, Brad, I scored on this one!"
And I just had mine turned off completely in the settings, so I'm just like...
So apparently, yeah, you were just silent throughout the whole thing.
Oh.
But hopefully this time you'll be able to hear both of us yelling our asses off, or laughing our asses off even.
It's a good bit of fun, though.
It is a lot of fun. The matches are...
Got to score!
You're always getting it there and shoot, and then you miss or you hit a pole. Or...
Can't count how many times I've like hit the woodwork on a post or something. The ball's just gone out of play.
I think half of your shots hit the post half the time that we're playing. The game, actually, I was thinking about this before when we were playing. The game seems to have a preference for doing that, like hitting the post like a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Which I guess there's probably only so many things that they've programmed into the game for the ball to sort of aim and hit and stuff. But yeah, like, hearing that ding is very satisfying when you're the other team. It's like, oh yes, he didn't score that time. And then you get a corner or whatever, and then...
Sometimes it just accidentally goes in off the post and it goes ding and in, and you're like, oh, come on!
Like, it's not good enough. And then your team celebrates. The animations are pretty cool, like you got some of the guys doing backflips and...
when they score a goal, just backflip all the way to the corner.
Instantly backflip into their teammates following them. And at the end of the matches, the winning team will, like, run and...
It's almost like synchronized diving. They all just go together and then they're like, oh yeah, fall over.
They'll just dive into the grass.
Yeah.
And then a couple of them are like doing it a few seconds later. It's like, you ruined it. And some of them, I think, we'll have to watch this again when we play it, but I think some of them go through the signs and like some of the scenery. Like, and it's just like, because the animation's just trying to shoot through, obviously, or whatever. Graphical glitches aside. It's entertaining indeed.
Yes.
So some other features you can, to the game's credit, you can change the grass patterns on the stadium.
Ooh, that's exciting.
It is exciting because we loaded up the match before we had the checkered.
Yeah,
the checkered grass or diamond grass, or whatever. Like, that looks quite nice. There was, I think, circles.
Yeah.
Plain.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. I
think they had like lines and stuff. And
lines and whatever aesthetic you want for the match, and you can change the color of your balls.
That's true.
What colors were there? There was
white and red was one of them.
Yes,
blue and something.
Blue and yellow or something, or blue and black.
That sounds right.
Something like that. There was purple and yellow. That was interesting, and orange.
Orange, yeah.
Which you exclusively use in the snow.
Yes.
We noticed.
Because you need orange to see it.
Yeah, otherwise the white blends into the snow, apparently.
Oh, bloody oath it was.
It's like, I can't see.
Oh, am I kicking the ball or am I kicking a lump of snow?
How funny would that be? Someone just running up and just kicks her down the snow.
It just goes everywhere. Oh, the ball's that way, man.
Ball just appears out of nowhere. So that's... and you can change the length of the match.
Yeah, you can. That's not too bad.
Not a full length, unfortunately, but
no.
I guess the game's not quite made for
I think the max is 10 minutes for a game, which is probably what you get on like FIFA 18. Be a full game online, so 2 5-minute halves.
Oh yeah. Well, this game is kind of a pick up and play. Just pick up, choose your team. Don't even have to worry about the stadium or whatever. Just go.
Just go for it.
Yes. The another good thing too is it does have all the teams' kits. All the different colours and stuff, and you can change your socks and your shorts and the top and
so you don't have to have a full away kit. You can have a combination of the home kit and the away kit if you wanted to.
Can you do that in FIFA?
I don't think you can, to be honest.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I haven't explored it that much, but it's just they have set kits.
Mm-hmm.
Like in FIFA, you've got your home and away kit, and then you might have a third kit or an alternative kit.
Yes.
But you don't necessarily are able to swap and make a combination.
Yeah, you can't customize your own sort of kit.
Yeah.
It's probably due to like licensing or just like strict, like because it's so realistic, like the graphics in FIFA and stuff. You want to represent sort of as realistic as possible what the brand is or whatever. But it's something like Active Soccer where there's no licensing, I guess.
Yeah,
like you can chop and change whatever you like, but it looks legit.
Yeah.
Like I exclusively play the Croatian.
always
the Croatian.
always the Croatian.
You change between God knows what, which we'll discuss in a second, because there's a lot of great teams. So yes, I'm always Croatia because I'm Croatian. Well, not really. I was born here, but I'm Croatian.
Yes, we know.
And the tablecloth. The tablecloth attire is beautiful in Active Soccer 2.
What is the red and white checkers?
Red and white checkers, yes. Yeah, they're checkers. Thank you for confirming that to me. I would have just called it tablecloth constantly, because you guys constantly just call it tablecloth. The team or
your shirt is a tablecloth.
My shirt is actually Mace Windsor's shirt, but we'll use his head as a tablecloth. We'll polish
his head.
Polish his head, yes. We'll polish a soccer ball with Mace Windsor's head. Maybe we can email the devs about that.
Possibly.
I mean, there's only a small development team behind this, so they will listen to their fans. Unlike if you was to email like a big company and they just give you an automated message on Facebook like, thank you for your whatever query, blah blah blah.
They could even just hide his name within the game because we've got so many different, just randomly generated names.
Yes. What are the other funny names in the game?
What is it? The Swansea goalkeeper's hilarious because his name's Fabianski, and this is like from a few seasons ago now because the game's a bit dated, unfortunately. But in the game, it's Fabianski.
Fabianski scores. He saves the goal.
He saves the goal. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, you get some weird and wonderful combinations. Like on the Croatian side, there's the guy called Vita.
Vita.
So like, PlayStation Vita, sweet.
Yeah.
Pass it to PlayStation Vita.
He's got remote play enabled.
And if he gets sent off the pitch, he's got it. Like you got to recharge him.
Yeah. True.
Charge your Vita. Actually, the game I think is available for PS Vita as well.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because it was part of like the cross buy
platform.
Platform buy thing or whatever. Same sort of deal. And I think it noticeably runs a bit sort of worse, which is weird because you think the game would be able to be run on many systems, but it's obviously optimized for only certain.
So it'd be interesting to try and play it through remote play on the Vita, like from the PS4, and see if that makes any difference.
Yeah, actually, that would be interesting. That might be a lot more playable than playing the Vita version, funnily enough. Yeah. Because the remote play on the Vita is actually really good. And for something like soccer where you use the face buttons, it would be alright. And you can use the D-pad as well, which on the Vita is actually pretty decent. It's actually got your 4 separate buttons, and it's not like a piece of shit D-pad like the 360 or something.
Yeah.
Like some rocker thing or what have you.
Oh god, there's been some terrible D-pads.
How hard is it to make a D-pad?
I don't know. Apparently it's difficult.
We need to talk about this for a couple of minutes. There have been so many controllers in the last 20, 30 years that have had just horrible D-pads. What's so hard about just making 4 buttons or 4 arrows? And then just make them...
I don't know.
Like Sony have had really good ones. Nintendo make really good ones. Microsoft just whatever. They don't know how to make.
They've started off poorly, Microsoft, but they've worked their way back into a good area while bringing out the Elite controller for the Xbox One.
Actually, yeah, the D-pad on the Elite's it's a proper D-pad.
Yeah, and it's interchangeable too.
Because you've got the other
It's sort of like it's the best way to describe it. It's sort of like a satellite dish, but a bit more.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
And it's got like some weird grooves, or grooves in it or something, or I don't know. But yeah, it's like a satellite dish, and you rest your thumb and.
Yeah, it's sort of what is it, like an octagon almost?
Kind of,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
probably a bit more than that because it's quite big.
Yeah, it's got a lot of intricate sort of sides to it and stuff. What games would that benefit? To be honest, it's a bit of a weird design.
It's a tough one. Like I don't know if it'd benefit fighting games at all. Like I'm just.
Maybe if some of them like you can like rock the D-pad, possibly.
If it makes it faster, I don't know.
Maybe it might be easier to do certain things.
Yeah.
I just I guess most of the games we play, the D-pad's not really used terribly much.
No. And even still, it's like used to bring up maps or something like that. If it's,
we'll just press it once to like, as you say, bring up a map or change the view or.
I remember using it even to like just put on a silencer in Call of Duty or something like that. You know, like
actually,
just simple things like that.
Well, in the latest one, you can do that. If you're the submachine gun class, you press the D-pad left and just do it. Something like that would be harder on a normal like 360 D-pad, for example, because you might knock it like up by accident or something. Or they did have that interchangeable one for a while. I guess that was the start of them trying to rectify their issues with the D-pad. The Switch D-pad is good on all the controllers.
Yeah, it is.
I think actually.
It's quite comfortable too. Too.
No, it's actually a good controller all around. The Switch, all of them really. The Joy-Cons for what they are, and the Pro controller, and are there any other controllers? Oh well, I guess you can.
I think Daniel,
Urbanic. Mr. Polio.
So he showed me like a cheaper version of a Nintendo Switch Pro controller that's come out recently. It's about $39.95.
Yeah.
Price point. It's wide.
Yeah.
But it's like it's red. Like I've had a feel of it. It's quite comfortable, but it's missing a lot of sort of the weight of the original Pro controller.
Okay. Is it wide as well?
Yeah, it is wide. Yeah.
I think he's actually. Did he show you in person? Or?
Yeah, he showed me in person.
Yeah, I've seen this controller as well. It's it's a plug-in. Plug-in one, and it does feel a bit cheaper.
It does.
I guess
it does. I think it's targeting that market of like young kids who want to, throw their bloody controls around. And parents don't want to pay like, $80-$90 for a Pro controller and then find out it's been, stuffed around.
Exactly, like it's been thrown in the toilet or.
And I think he pointed out to me it doesn't have rumble.
Oh,
but don't hold me to that. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't because that's why it's so light.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense.
So.
Well, I guess the lack of rumble and a lack of battery.
No.
Mostly the rumble, though. I guess that makes sense because it does feel very just light and whatever. But I think the bumpers were better.
Yeah, they were nice.
So good.
All good.
Which I mean isn't saying much because the Switch controller doesn't really have triggers. They're just like another button.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes things easier to manufacture and whatnot. But that's the only drawback I think of the Pro controller for the Switch is the triggers aren't triggers. They're just buttons. Yeah. But apart from that, it's good. Long battery life.
Yeah.
Like 50-60 hours or something on one charge.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But in the PS4 controller's like 4 or 5 hours if you get a brand new one.
I mean, that's why I had to buy those bloody Energizer battery packs to chuck on the bottom of them. Because they're attached by a micro USB. And then they just sit underneath and
under the controller and just plug into the port on the top. Yeah, they're pretty handy actually. They don't get much in the way of your hands.
No, they're actually in a really good spot. So you can get your hands underneath easy still.
Yeah, like how you'd usually hold it.
It just feels the same, but maybe just a little bit more weighty.
A little bit.
Battery, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, but
it doesn't really change the weight or the center of gravity in the controller either. I noticed it's where the battery sits anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just that same weight, just a bit more of it, and it looks it's got the same sort of finish as the controller as well.
Should have brought it in.
Could have shown everyone. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the podcast, instead of just listening, you can do both. It's fine. But we have the camera here for that reason. Otherwise, we could have just talked into the microphone and just uploaded it and be like, hey, you just listen to this. And then on the YouTube upload have like a photo of just what we're talking about or something, or random memes or no, but this is much better.
You would be able to see our refreshing drag.
Our solo cans. This is the lemon and lime version, which is very nice, I must say. What's the ratio on the flavour? This is important stuff. So the lemon is 4.2% and the lime is 0.8%.
Oh, okay.
So there's only a dash of lime in there. But
this is very gaming related.
Well, people like to drink cans when they're gaming.
Oh, so. It's green. It's Xbox. There you go.
This is sponsored by Xbox. Solo Xbox. So we'll see. So they'll have to bring out like an Aussie edition, the green with like the gold, like a yellow. Anyway, we've gone way off topic.
Yes,
we were talking about Active Soccer 2DX,
and
then we're talking about controllers and D-pads, which is obviously important. Because how do you play the game? The D-pad or the stick?
The stick.
Stick. Do you play most soccer games with the stick or?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, they all require you to use a stick now, particularly like both both analog sticks. Like one analog stick, you can do all your trick moves with to try and get past your opponent.
Yeah, it's pretty bit intricate. Yeah, all the sort of professional sort of moves you can pull and stuff, which is good for the fans of the sport.
Yeah,
that are into their sort of details like that.
Yeah, that applies mainly to FIFA and I think a little bit to Pro Evo, but I haven't played the latest Pro Evo. So, yeah. I don't know if they change the control schemes at all on that, but they keep it very similar year to year too.
Yeah, well, both games sort of got to compete, and they've got to be they're similar because they've been made at the same time and stuff. And
that's right.
The last Pro Evo I played was on PS2. It was a long time ago. It didn't have any of that intricate sort of stuff. Games back then really sort of didn't. It sort of started to creep in like PS3, 360 era. Yeah. In like all the sports games, like basketball, I remember you could do like lots of trick shots and stuff. Like, man, I just want to run to the other side and just shoot a goal, you know? Actually, a basketball game like Active Soccer 2DX would be pretty fun. I would have thought.
A very sort of basic one.
Yeah, just a basic stripped down, just fun to sort of play. Like, you know.
I'm just trying to think. NBA Playgrounds is something that's close.
Yeah, that came out a few months ago. They tried to do that sort of strip back thing,
Controls are fairly simplified. But, I mean, overall, like, there's still some sort of a bit more complex sort of gameplay.
Just some things you can do or time correctly and things like that.
Yeah, like steals and things like that. That's a bit more complicated than what you get from something like Active Soccer 2DX, because you have to time them, and it's not just I'm going to mash this button and then automatically if I'm near the guy he's just going to get poleaxed and you get the ball sort of thing.
You somehow get the ball.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. There's more intricacy in those sort of games as opposed to Active Soccer 2DX, which is pick up and play.
You could be a track bully on that game and just absolutely just knock them over.
And it's one button too, that button to always just slide and,
knock them down.
Try not to book yourself.
Yes.
We played the match before where you scored, was it 4 or 5 goals?
I think it was 5.
And then I got a yellow card and a red card. So, good on me. Just from doing those moves like you were talking about.
Yes.
Now, we can't talk about Active Soccer 2DX without mentioning the theme song.
Oh, yes.
Those that have played the game will absolutely know how awesome the theme song is, or how cringeworthy it is, depending who you're talking to. If you haven't listened to it, go and watch it. Just go and look it up. Active Soccer 2DX theme song. We're not going to attempt to karaoke it here.
Oh, no.
But it is definitely
embarrassing.
It is a little bit embarrassing, yes. Maybe if we've had a few drinks one day and
just change these into, like, I don't know.
What were those things you were drinking a few nights ago? Those Jack Daniel double strength, like alcohol bomb things.
Yeah, whiskey and cola. A few of them.
After a few of those, we'll sing the Active Soccer 2DX song.
If my throat's not burnt out, but we'll see.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Just dying.
There should be me with the ciggies, yeah? You with the Jack Daniels and the ciggies, and we'll cough it out.
God,
But no, the song is it's good. It's funny. It is what it is.
And surprisingly catchy.
Yes, very catchy. It's from the moment you hear it, to that Euro sort of beat,
it actually does take you to, that part of the world. Like, when you think about the music, it's like,
Well, I think the developer was Italian. So it would kind of make sense that it'll have a European sort of flavour to it, which is good because soccer is European quintessentially. So you don't have an American developer like FIFA or something. Sticking their dirty fingers all over with their Ultimate Team cards and things like that. Imagine Active Soccer 3, like the trailer comes out, you get like cards. They'll probably take the piss out of it though. Or create your own card. Actually, speaking of sequels and stuff, I'd like to play the first one and see how different or weird that is. I don't know what platforms that came out though.
There's been a few that are like 2D, like soccer titles, but I just cannot for the life of me remember any of the names. Like, I know there was a few around on 360.
Yeah?
There was one.
I didn't play any or look at any of them. So stuff like Active Soccer, just the cheapest sort of games.
Yeah, they do exist.
Okay.
But, I just can't remember the name of them.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. There was one that was almost very similar to 2DX, but I'm going to have to try and look it up maybe and talk about it on the next podcast or something.
Yeah, we'd like
if we have a bit of a throwback.
Yes, indeed. Well, we'll probably end up talking about active soccer again if we end up having some more matches.
Yes.
And find some more funny stuff to talk about.
True.
Or if we have like a sports themed episode or something. In this garage here, there is a lot of sports themed things. You can see the punching bag in the back here. We had the ping pong table at Ravanic's set up, and now we've got the punching bag. There's 2 bicycles here, which you can't see, they're off camera. But,
and then there's another one over there, so it's 3
And I'm happy to report that most of them have helmets, so this is a very safe riding family here. So, the active talk continues with the value of this game versus its price. It's 10 out of 10, I'd say.
Oh, definitely.
If you've got a couple of mates that, they either come over and you want to play something, or you want to play online just quickly, 5-10 minutes, this is the go-to game.
It is.
Just pick it up, choose your team, go. Because anyone can play it. Because the controls are simple, and you can just button mash. And
it doesn't matter how good you are, really, sometimes.
I don't really know. You play a lot of more soccer games than I do.
That's true.
But we have some good matches.
Yeah, we do.
So,
and you have beaten me.
I have.
Quite well at some points, yeah.
Sometimes.
One time you beat me 4-1, and I was just like, how did that happen?
maybe you were a shit team.
That's happened.
Because despite the game being simple and basic, the teams do have their, there is a rating or a ranking system.
That's right.
So the good teams like England and whatever, they're all good to play.
Yeah.
And then you play something like an African team or Kazakhstan or what other names, like Uganda and I
don't know if I should say it, because we've got Nigeria and then you've got Niger. I think it's pronounced Niger.
Niger? Yes, we will be very politically correct in saying Niger, even though it's spelled like something completely different.
Yes.
N-I whatever.
No.
There was you've played more of the other teams than I have, obviously.
Yeah. You got all the African teams. So you got
well, it's not just the countries either.
No,
it's the
club teams.
The club teams
as
well.
Yeah.
Plus some classic teams.
Yeah.
Or historic or whatever they are. So there is a lot of stuff there. It's not just national teams and just from a small section. There's a lot of ground covered there. And just pick up and play and off you go. So a rating out of 5. What would we give Active Soccer 2DX out of 5?
How are we going to do it? Did you want to do it together, or do you want to your own thoughts? Or?
Yeah, so just a quick
out of 5.
Yeah, off the top of your head, what would you say?
On the spot, I'd say a solid 4.5.
That's very generous.
Yeah.
But it goes to show just how how good the game presents itself and how it is.
Obviously, there are more expensive games that offer a lot more in terms of what you get out of a soccer game, and particularly what you want to look for in a soccer game. If you want all the authenticity, you want all your teams, you want all the logos, you want all the names,
commentary,
FIFA. That's where you go.
That's the only choice, really.
If you don't care about any of that, this is great. This is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
Yeah.
If it was $30 or $40, it's probably a bit much. You'd be thinking, I kind of regretted buying that.
Yeah.
Maybe if it had more features.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But for what it is, $10 or whatever, you can't go wrong.
No.
I highly recommend it.
True. Definitely.
I don't know how many people are playing it though, because looking at your ranking and my ranking and stuff, because when you verse each other in the game, there's a ranking system depending on how many goals you score, or how many times you lose, or whatever, I guess. And you're pretty high up.
Yeah,
you're in the 20s or something.
I think one point I cracked top 10 in the world.
Oh. Now we don't play all that much either.
No.
So to think that there's, we do a few matches and you rank up that much, there might be a ratio between how good you are or something. Because I think I'm ranked 800 or 900 or...
I know when I lose to you, I lose a ton of points. I know that much because...
It's a very fine line.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the developers is top or something.
Possibly.
Or just
I know some of them have played a ton of games, so that's why they're in the top.
Yeah, I guess that would help
and
too.
The more
if you play
wins
a lot.
you accumulate.
Yeah, it's just the better scores you get and higher goal scoring, this and that. Blah, blah, blah.
That's it.
Cool. Well, we'll wrap things up there. We're reaching the half an hour mark on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is a good session. Thank you for being here on the Midnight Gaming Council, Brad.
That's all good.
You'll be summoned again soon. And tune in next week to see if Rabanik comes back from the dead.
Oh.
If there's a cure for this polio that he's got.
Well, apparently, had an injection for it.
Yeah, he injected himself with something. And
now he's terrible.
Now he's gone. Well, he might be back next week. If not, we'll see you here.
Yes.
And then we'll see you guys again next time. Okay, see you then.
Have some solid.
Why is it? Like, I like it too.